The man accused of killing a woman and dismembering her just took the stand in his own defense. Russell Tillis is accused of killing Joni Gunter and then burying her on his Southside property. Police say Tillis also kept saws, containers of acid, booby traps, and razor blades hidden on trees on his property. Scott Johnson just got out of the courtroom and is joining us live. Scott.
Russell Tillis is testifying in his own defense right now, weaving an elaborate tale about how he made up his own jailhouse confession because a few years ago he wanted to die and be put to death for different charges, which have been dropped. Now he wants to live again, saying he made the whole confession up. Here's just some of what he just told to his own lawyers on the stand.
He and I, over a course of maybe 3 or 4 days, we start fabricating this murder that we were both convinced would provoke the police, the state attorney, into seeking the death. So that I didn't end up confessing to a murder where the state didn't seek the death penalty. And then I'm right back to doing the 30 years in prison. I got nothing. At first, he was a little skeptical. I mean, how many people just walk up to you and say, hey, I know where body's buried, and I'm going to give it to you, and you can trade it for assistance on your case.
Okay, so you came up with this map.
Yeah, I gave him the map.
And you actually knew just how far from like the fence line to where the body was, and you gave that to him.
Yeah,
right?
I knew exactly where the body was buried, and I knew the condition of the body. Yes, I did.
And you knew it was going to be given to the police.
And I knew it was going to be given to the police. I drew the map, I told him to study it, and then I told him to throw the original in the toilet and make his own hand copy, and then for him to allege that I just told him.
He's talking about a conversation with a confidential informant, another inmate in the jail who was secretly recording him. And so Tillis is now saying he was trying to use that against police and implicate himself in this so he'd be put to death. Now he wants to live again. This a long day in court. Much of the early portion of the trial involved prosecutors playing audio recorded with a hidden microphone inside the Duval County Jail where Russell Tillis confesses to killing Joni Gunter. Here are some excerpts. At one point, when Tillis learns his property is being bulldozed, he says, they're fixing to unearth one of them bodies over there, and then that one is probably going to lead to the other two. And Tillis's property is discussed, specifically that it was built up like a fortress with booby traps and razor blades and bushes. Defense lawyers are saying those were not used to keep out police, but burglars.
If you're the victim of things being stolen out of your garage and your backyard, maybe you put little razors along the side, right?
Excuse me, no, I don't. No, sir. I mean, the only time I've never seen anything like how he had his property.
But defense lawyers continue arguing he made it all up and never killed Joni Gunter. Defense lawyers also hit the homicide detective on the issue of whether there were chains in his home a day after a former prostitute testified Tillis at one point chained her to his bed.
Was there anything to indicate that that chain that you've showed us in photographs, it's old, it's rusty, it's big, it's heavy, right?
Yes.
Anything to indicate that that had scratched a bed frame? In other words, if I'm tethered with a big chain to a bed frame and I'm trying to get away and yanking it back and forth, anything like that on bed frames?
I did not notice that, no, sir.
Now in the last few minutes, another wrinkle. Tillis on the stand just started implicating his own brother, saying he wasn't involved in the murder, but his brother showed up with a body of Joni Gunter and he knew where it was buried, but saying he didn't have anything to do with the killing. This is a drama that is unfolding right now, minute by minute, inside the courtroom as he's still on the stand. We're live downtown to the courthouse. Scott Johnson, Channel 4. Oh, I want to point out, you can watch his testimony right now live on news4jax.com. We're going to send it back to you.